Friends, today we are going to be talking about Magic: The Gathering, a collectible card game which originated, like myself, back in the 1990s. Now recently, Magic has had a huge explosion in popularity thanks in part to their Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth set expansion. You guys have probably heard about this in one way or another. The special one-of-one limited edition One Ring was, there was only one of them printed in the world. Mainstream news channels were covering it. We had big streamers opening packs trying to find it. It was very, very hype. But today, we're going to be breaking down what is the game, how you can play it, and if you guys are interested, how to play against me. Now, for full disclosure, this video is sponsored by Wizards of the Coast, the creators of Magic: The Gathering. However, this is a big passion and hobby of mine. I started playing back in 2011. It's sort of one of the games that allowed me to actually kind of make friends when I was a young, awkward teenager. So I would highly recommend Magic to anybody out there who's looking to sort of jump into a new hobby, find something fun to do, and maybe find a way to even make some friends. If you want to help out the channel, this is probably one of the coolest sponsors we've ever had. Make sure you check out the link in the description down below. There's more information on how you can play Magic there, how you can get some of the new Tales of Middle-earth set cards, or anything else related to Magic. Again, link in the description down below. But with that being said, let's jump in and let's learn some Magic: The Gathering. Now, as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, Magic: The Gathering is a card game, and what we're going to be taking a look at today is a physical version of Magic: The Gathering. But if you guys are a digital-only creature, there is Magic: The Gathering Arena, which you can play for free on Android, iOS. It's also available on Steam, and there is a standalone version of it on PC as well. Magic: The Gathering Arena, I think, is actually a really good way to jump in and learn the game. So if you guys are interested in that, again, links in the description down below. But what we have here is a standard deck of 60 cards. This is actually one of the starter decks, which we previously opened on another stream. Hopefully we can flash up some footage here. You get two of these decks, one for yourself and one for a friend. And the objective of the way that you would win the game and what you're trying to do is kill your opponent. So they have 20 life, you have 20 life, and through the use of cards in your deck here, you can hopefully reduce their life total to 0, or they'll do the same to you. Whoever does that is the winner. At the beginning of a game, you would typically draw out a 7-card hand, and then using your hand of cards, you could play them out in a certain order, following the rules of Magic. And again, with the ultimate goal of trying to get that opponent down to 0 life. Now, one thing that's pretty cool about Magic: The Gathering is the sort of color identity. So there's 5 sort of main colors or themes within Magic: The Gathering, and that is white, which is typically revolving around making a bunch of dudes. You make an army, you attack your opponent, you sort of deny them from doing certain unfair things. Blue is usually about counter magic and illusions, and sometimes like flying creatures. You have black, which is about sacrificing your own creatures, using your life total as a resource sometimes. You have red, which is all about just doing damage to the face, playing aggressively, casting fireballs and lightning bolts. And then you have green, which usually is about big creatures and beasts, and sort of taking over the board with, you know, really, really big monsters. Now, one of the big part of Magic is the different types of cards. So we actually have a couple of creatures here. We have a white creature, which is just a human knight. He's just a standard little dude there. And then we have a dual colored card here, which is the Balrog, and it is black and red. So you guys get an idea based on the themes that we talked about what that guy might be doing there. There are some other types of cards as well. We have instants. This is cool within Magic. You can play these on your opponent's turn. So in other card games, you kind of just have to sit there and watch what they're doing. But with an instant, you know, if somebody's right here, we have destroy target attacking creature. So with this, we could just be like, I'm not going to get attacked by the Balrog. I can destroy it. Then we also have sorceries, which you can only play in your turn, but usually these are quite powerful cards. And finally, the other basic forms of cards that you're going to see are enchantments. So this one here says my creatures have hexproof, which means they can't be targeted by spells. So we couldn't use a kill shot on something if it was protected with hexproof. And then we also have artifacts, which are usually like equipment that you can put onto your creature, or other things that sort of sit on your playboard and you can use to give yourself mana or restore health and various other things like that. When it comes to playing these cards, you need to know about the casting cost. So this is up in the top right here. So you're going to need a certain amount of mana. And again, looking at tutorials online will give you a breakdown of how to play this, but the mana cost is denoted up in the top right. And then with a creature, you have its sort of power and toughness, which is how much damage it can take and how much damage it will deal to your opponent or your opponent's creatures down in the bottom right there. Now, although standard is a great way to learn to play Magic, one format that I enjoy a lot and I recommend you guys try and get into if you do enjoy Magic: The Gathering is Commander. In Commander, you have a big chunky deck of 100 cards, and there's a special rule where you can only have 1 of each type of card. In a standard deck, you can have up to 4 of a particular type of card, whereas in Commander, it's only 1 of. So it creates a lot of variety, sometimes a bit of chaos, and it's typically a format that is is played with 4 players, so it's just a nice group social way to play the game. It also uses cards from like basically all of Magic the Gathering's history, whereas Standard is typically the only past 3 years. Commander, you can play with cards from like forever, effectively. And also another factor of Commander that's unique is you get to choose one specific card and have it as your commander. So I have Aragorn here, looking all shiny and foil, and he does a bunch of cool stuff when we play different colors of cards. Now I really like Commander because it allows you to sort of create a theme based on your actual Commander card, and you can sort of make a whole deck based around this one particular card there if you want. We've actually been working on several different commanders because I'm a little bit addicted. We got Smeagol over here as well, Aragorn over there, there's a few others behind me on the shelf. And like I say, the fact that it is a 4-opponent game, and because you get to use so many different cards from the history of Magic the Gathering, the chances are that every game you play is going to be a little bit different, and there's always going to be some sort of crazy outcome. So if you guys get the opportunity, if you're getting into Magic the Gathering, I highly recommend that you learn how to play Commander and maybe put together your own deck. And one thing you can do to help you learn how to play Commander and other forms of Magic the Gathering is drop down to your local game store. If you can find one with an open house evening or a Friday night Magic, these are some pretty fun casual events where you can find people who are interested in playing Magic the Gathering from a variety of different levels of experience in the game, and a lot of them are probably going to be pretty friendly guys and gals who won't mind showing you the ropes, and sometimes you can pick up some starter decks for free as well. One event that I'm going to be attending soon is the Wilds of Eldraine pre-release event. So the Wilds of Eldraine is a new set of cards coming out in September, and they have a pre-release, which is a chance to play with the cards before they officially release in a sort of sealed format. So you get packs of cards to open, which honestly is one of the best bits about Magic the Gathering. And with those packs of cards, you can make your own deck on the spot and then fight against other people who have only just opened some packs and made a deck there as well. So it's a really cool and interesting way to play Magic the Gathering. Like I say, me and the wife Gamgee are going to be attending one of these events in early September. So if you guys are interested and you want to come along to the same event, we'll put a link to a Discord in the description down below. Go to the Magic the Gathering section and we'll let you guys know where we're going to be and how you can play against us during the Wilds of Eldraine pre-release. As I mentioned, guys, in the description down below, there's also links to other great ways to jump into Magic the Gathering, including the starter deck kits. They also have jumpstart boosters, which are a lot of fun to open and play with. And then they also have the game night box as well, which I think is going to be a good way if you have a larger group of friends and you want to play some Magic the Gathering. That's going to do it for today's video, friends, but we are going to be doing more pack openings on the stream. There's going to be future videos coming out here where we'll talk about different aspects of Magic the Gathering. So if you enjoyed this video, as always, make sure you go ahead, click the like button, check out that link in the description down below, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video.